ready, Freddy?
Yes. Ready, Krugs.
Okay, so we're doing...
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yes, there. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink it or don't. It's up to you.
Exactly. If you are new to the episode, welcome. If you're new to the podcast, welcome.
Welcome.
This is the episode where we read your stories and or stories we find around the interwebs.
Or books. Like me. But yes, through other sources of media.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
All the things.
We'll read you, like bedtime stories.
Or horrific bedtime stories.
Yes.
Nightmare-inducing bedtime stories.
I mean, what else?
Right.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Kayla. And if you want... Oh, I forgot. I'm trying this new, opening and it's not working at all.
No.
So I meant to say... welcome to the podcast. And if you don't know what this episode is, listen to the last 30 seconds. And if you want to submit your own stuff, you can submit it on our website or on our email at rainbowsandhorrormovies@gmail.com. So,
yep.
I got it out. Yay, we'll
Yay.
do it. My first story today is all about Weird Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. I have some friends from Ohio, and they say it's, the shittiest. I don't know. That's just what they say. Like, the dude that I know who is from Ohio was like, yeah, man, I'm never going back.
Oh, no.
What did Ohio do to you?
I don't know. See, that's the thing, right? Is that I listen to MFM constantly. And every time they talk about their tour dates, George is always like, there's one state I'll never go to. And I'm really wondering if it's Ohio. But she refuses to say it.
I want to know, too. It might be.
So this is about Rogues Hollow, Ohio. Apparently it's one of the most haunted places in Ohio. But I don't know. Let's find out.
See?
So, Rogues Hollow. Mysterious things happen in the wooded hollow that used to be the mining village of Rogues Hollow. Russell Frey's self-published history book describes many of them, and you can still hear about haunted mills and headless horsemen from the guides at the Rogues Hollow Historical Society. That's a fucking mouthful.
A little bit.
Oh god, I just zoomed in so I could actually fucking see it. My blind ass can see the screen.
You need some glasses, dude. This isn't the first time it's happened.
I do. I even have, vision insurance, man. So, I don't know what my excuse is.
You have none. But go on with your zoomed-in font.
Historical Society. Touring the Hollow doesn't give you much of an idea of what this ghost town used to be, since the handful of buildings that still remain are dilapidated and identifiable only by wooden signs posted along the path. The mines and caves are sealed up, and the old rutted road to Doylestown has been replaced by a smooth 2-lane blacktop.
Of course.
In modern technology, right? We gotta repave everything.
Oh, yeah.
In the late 19th and earliest? What's an earliest?
Earliest.
In the late 19th and early 20th century.
There we go.
There's a lot of big words in both of my articles, so bear with me.
All right, here. Yeah, buckle in.
However, Rogues Hollow was a wild place. Outlaws and gangsters hid out here, far from civilization and any kind of effective law enforcement. The locals weren't much better. Shootouts were a fairly regular occurrence, as was being robbed at gunpoint by bandits of all stripes.
So this was the hood.
Yeah, the hood in the 1880s.
There's always a hood, though. Yep.
Right.
Cowboy hood. That's the rough part of town.
Yeah. Right. Oh my god. I hated that shit. Everyone's all these people are oh, I want to live in the 1800s. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. It is dangerous, and you die by the time you're 30 because of fucking syphilis or whatever.
Well, maybe that's fucking better, dude. Like, no, just kidding. Just kidding. I want to live my life, but, yeah.
Our morbid humor. There we go. It's speculated that the more bizarre aspects of Rogue's Hollow lore were made up to keep people away from what was actually just a down and dirty, crooked town. But bizarre things continue to happen there, even a full century later.
Still the hood.
Oh my god. It's still a hood, yes. I apologize, by the way. Our neighbors, for some reason, are setting off, like, bombs upstairs.
Jesus!
So...
Like... we got bombs, we got a horde of screaming children. We got loud cars, freaking people.
Right? I always say I want to live in the city, and I don't, because it would be so much worse than this.
Yeah. People can kind of get off my yard.
Right? As Frey's history, Russell Frey was the self-published history guy. As Frey's history says, ghosts are best seen in the Hollow and on moonlit night when there are large fleecy clouds overhead. Then the Hollow fairly comes alive with the residents of the spirit world, those who had a hand in making Rogue's Hollow a wild and dangerous place scores of years ago. It's said that you can see more as twilight turns to pitch blackness of the night. Then you can see nooks and crannies with shadowy forms on the move. Though long since burned to the ground under mysterious circumstances, the apparition that haunted Chidester? I don't know. The mill. I'm just going to say the mill.
The mill.
Was a popular spook tale and in the Hollow for many years. Despite denials from the Chidester family, the decrepit, unpainted, slat-sided woolen mill was a favorite place for kids to dare each other to sneak into.
Of course.
Right? Every fucking kid had that one place where you're like, I dare you. And then, the one time that your friend doesn't come back, and then that's when you stop.
That's when it's all over.
You ruined the fun, Tommy, by disappearing.
Fucking asshole.
When the untraceable fire turned it to ashes, it was thought that the ghost had set it out of spite rather than allow the building to be sold to an outsider. The abandoned mines around Rogue's Hollow are full of the apparitions of miners who died suddenly there in cave-ins and suffocation accidents. Tools are said to be picked up by unseen hands in the black shafts and chip away at veins of coal, though the entrance to the mines have been permanently blocked, and the walkways near the mine shafts are equally plagued by the residents of the spirit world. Rogue's Hollow... This one's so fucking creepy. Rogue's Hollows... Wow, that's a lot of S's. Rogue's Hollow's Crybaby Bridge is probably the most widespread legend of its kind in the entire state. And that's saying something in a state where dozens of variations on that theme. The woman who threw her unwanted newborn over the edge, if she ever existed, is long dead. Today it's a nondescript footbridge over a small creek near the visitor's center, but the odd things are still seen from time to time in the vicinity. The remorseful mother sometimes still weeps over the railing or wanders the roadways nearby.
Ooh.
The Gray Lady in the Hollow Road is the most, well-known thing, and this is the short little thingy about it. So, the Gray Lady in the Hollow Road. As a teenager, my friends and I spent a lot of time in the Hollow. It was a great place to take girls when you were broke.
Hey, you wanna, fuck outside in this really creepy place? I'm into it, but come on now.
Yes, we learned that about you, that you have some kinks.
Voyeuristic tendencies, and apparently these boys do too.
Yeah, right. Rogue's Hollow almost never had any cops patrolling it then. I had a couple of scary things happen there. Once, me and my friend Scott were driving through, and I suddenly got this very strange feeling, aside from being high, that we had somehow driven into another time.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Aside from being high, this is also really weird.
I mean, maybe if you take a look at it, maybe the highness had something to do with this, but I don't know. Being high, that we had somehow driven into another time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right?
Like, maybe you're just really high.
Really, really high, because it doesn't say what they're high on. I mean, acid can do wicked things to your brain.
I mean, they're in Ohio. I have no idea what Ohio kids do.
I know, right? It's all like Sleepy Hollow. Not Sleepy Hollow. Silent Hill.
Right.
Like where you just drive into another time dimension.
It could just be really bad weed, too.
Right. My fair share.
Yeah.
God. Oh my god. My mind just like flashed on all the memories of my bad weed trips.
Oh, I know, me too. I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, where? We were heading into the hollow coming from Clinton. I swear I saw an old Model T Ford sitting by the road. No big deal. But then Scott says, it seems like we're in another time or something, doesn't it? And I thought maybe he was trying to make a joke at first because of the old car. Because of the old car. There we go. But I really did feel strange, so I agreed. Yeah, I said, it's like we're back in the 20s or something. I actually had goosebumps. Then, at one point on the road, there is a field beside it and the fountain to an old building. I had been looking at Scott when I was speaking to him, and he had looked out the windshield and was looking at something with his mouth hanging wide open. I looked, and moving beside the old fountain towards the road was what looked like a woman in an old-time dress. She was moving very quickly, too fast for a human, and she seemed to be like light and shadow in one. Very bizarre. Yeah, right?
Maybe you just are tripping balls.
Yeah, very bizarre. She, like a very light gray color. She moved into the middle of the road in front of us and then vanished. I wasn't going to be the first one of us to say what I had just seen because I was still paranoid, so I didn't speak. But he asked me if I had seen that woman run into the road. We both saw the same thing at the same time. I think it was a ghost. The thing is, the only woman ghost I had ever heard about is the one at Crybaby Bridge, which is by the Historical Society building. We were still about 4 miles from there, and people don't claim to see her as much as hear her and her baby crying. So there's my Rogues Hollow story for whatever it's worth. It might just be an overactive imagination, but I think I saw a ghost.
He'd be like, hey dudes, did you just see what I saw?
Is this happening right now?
Guys? Wow. Well, maybe Ohio is just a cursed place. I don't know.
Oh, probably.
No offense to anybody who lives there. I don't know. Please tell me wrong if that's not true. Or if you've been to the Crybaby Bridge, also let us know. Oh my god. Because I would totally go there. And
me too.
So did you say that the boys would bring girls out there to have sex with?
Yeah,
oh
but
my
like
god.
just
classy. It's classy as hell.
But in the article it says if you go across the bridge at night, you just turn off your car and apparently you can hear a baby crying. And I'm like, no. Nope. I just nope.
That would be a good setup for a prank as well. Like if you wanted to really,
oh my god,
break a friend out. But I mean, I'm not saying you should do illegal activity at night. Don't trespass, but I'm just saying it could be funny.
Well, this seems like I think it's public property, so it's just a bridge. So, okay. Crybaby Bridge stories. Go! Tell us now. Email, pause, go. I want to know.
Yeah, if you're from Ohio, just even the whole state, just say something, is it good or bad? Just let us know. I really want to know.
See something, say something.
I need another opinion on Ohio. So, even it out.
Right? So. Yeah, because right now we know it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. One of your friends hates it, and it's haunted as fuck. So, that's, all we know.
My friend was like, when the sun sets, it's red. And I'm like, I'm like, is it because of fires, you know? And he's like, no, it's all the time. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh.
Right? So, sunset's red in Ohio, apparently.
Oh god.
I know.
That's so fucking weird.
It's not okay. Oh. Awesome.
What is your story?
Alright, here we go. So, children, gather around the campfire. I'm going to read you a little story about Gerald Gardner. He was an author. He was an author who wrote Witchcraft Today in 1954.
Oh,
so
I was like, today, or like 50 years ago today?
Yeah, so I mean, it was like OG as fuck. Like, we should post the cover of this magazine somewhere on our social media because it's really cool, and I want to actually like find this book somewhere. But Gerald Gardner was past 50 when he returned to Britain in 1936 after a career in colonial administration in Borneo in Malaysia, and settled south of London in the New Forest. In the years that followed, he became a nudist, joined the folklore society, studied magic with Aleister Crowley, come on now, in the Great Beast's final years, and made contacts everywhere in the English occult scene. So he got down with his bad self.
Fucking life right there.
Right? That much was agreed on all sides in the controversy surrounding him. The heart of the controversy was his claim that during those years he was initiated into a coven of witches that had existed in hiding in the New Forest since the Middle Ages. What's
the New Forest?
So New Forest is the town, the place.
Oh, it's not literally, he wasn't living in the woods being a nudist.
No.
Okay.
I mean, he probably had some, like, parties in the woods, but no, he doesn't live in the woods.
Okay.
So, it's a town in Britain. So...
Okay.
So so they said during those years when he was just, like, you know, getting down with himself, like I said, there was a controversy that said he joined a coven of witches that existed there since the Middle Ages. According to Gardner, members of the coven taught him their ancient religion, Wicca, a healthy, life-affirming pagan faith whose members practiced magic and divination. His books on the subject, Witchcraft Today, published in 1954, and The Meaning of Witchcraft, published in 59, claimed to present as much of the traditions of Wicca as he could be passed on to outsiders, and found plenty of enthusiastic readers. Critics...
Are you Wiccan or are you pagan? Because, like, what's really the difference?
So I'm pagan, so Wicca is kind of like an off-branch of paganism. So it came to be around this time, like they said, in the 50s, and it really got popular around, like, the late 80s, early 90s. So Wicca is just more kind of, like, new age, I guess you can say. They share a lot of the same attributes, but Wicca is just kind of a little bit different, like with their traditions and their rituals and stuff like that.
And pagan's like much more like worship of whatever you worship.
Yeah, it's the worship of the earth and the changing of the seasons and just like working with nature and stuff. So that's why it really like pisses me off when people are like, you know, witchcraft is blah blah blah, and I was like, witchcraft has been around longer than Christianity, and it's totally fucking harmless. Like, people usually have this idea of like black magic, or, you know, like, oh, are you gonna put a little like curse on me or something? And like, people do that. But at the same time, like, they definitely pay for it, too. Like, it's all about
with magic, it has
karma.
A balance. Yeah.
So, if you're doing bad shit with it, then obviously, like, you have some things to work through in your own life. But paganism is totally, like, peaceful, and, yeah. So, this guy wrote about, he met a bunch of Wiccans in the 50s and wrote some books. Critics pointed to the complete lack of evidence that Wicca existed before Gardner started writing about it, and noting the far more straightforward connection between Gardner's claims and those of his friends and fellow folklore society members, Margaret Murray. So basically, critics just are like, what? Like, this hasn't been around. Like, you probably just invented it. And it's just like...
Wait, so they're saying that Wicca doesn't exist. And now, sorry, I'm asking a lot of, like, really naive questions.
Okay.
So there's the difference between pagan and Wiccan, and then is witchcraft, like, the base of all that stuff? Or is that, like, the oldest thing?
It's the basis of all of it, really.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, Wicca is just more New Age. So the thing of Wicca is kind of like the New Testament.
So they're the millennials?
They're like, yeah, they're the New Age witches, like when women were actually starting to get recognition in the world as well. So that's cool. It's always been around pretty much, but Wicca was like the revolutionary, like, yeah, exactly, the millennials. Let's see. So, yeah, they said it might have not existed before that, but none of this had any impact on the popularity of Wicca. Over the decades that followed, Wiccan covens sprang up all over the English-speaking world and in some parts of Europe as well. Some of them were founded by people who studied with Gardner and his students. Far more were launched by people who claimed, honestly or otherwise, to have been initiated into witchcraft through some other channel. All helped lay the foundations for the massive revival of occultism in the last quarter of the 20th century. So
yeah, Satanic Panic. That's about
panic.
When that happened.
Well, that too, but also, yeah, there's good and bad. There's good and bad.
Oh wait. What's the 20th century? Is that the 1900s?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Satanic Panic.
It's always one below. Yeah.
Yeah, I always get that mixed up.
I know. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah. So that's a little bit about Gerald Gardner. If you want to read his books, I'm not sure where to find them. I'll find out after this. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find it, and then we'll put it up on both our Facebook and our subreddit.
Yes. So that's mine.
That information. Oh, that's cool. Wait, what's the name of his book again?
His book?
Yeah. So
he wrote Witchcraft Today.
Okay.
Yep, and the meaning of witchcraft. But
that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to read those.
I really want to I can't wait until we do our witchcraft episode.
Oh god, we seriously need to have 4.
I know. I was thinking that we should do
DDTKAs. Which
I agree.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll do a witch week.
I have so much content.
We'll talk about the IRL witch stuff, and then we'll talk about the movie witch stuff. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's all year round, but especially, yep.
Halloween every day.
I mean, yep. It's August now, so I can kind of feel it starting to change a little bit.
I bought some stuff today.
I mean...
So they, Michael's obviously around the 1st of August starts putting stuff in their stores. But today, they came out with this, really adorable black cat, party decor. Aww. And I'm like, oh my god, so I, bought all of it. It's just black kitties!
Jesus! Just went ham.
Yeah, it's crazy. My apartment now looks like a mini Halloween all year long.
Yep, they're year-round decorations, folks.
Exactly. You've seen that meme, right? Where it's hey, look, Halloween decoration.
Home decor,
Yeah.
No, it totally is, so. People can fuck off. I want my bats all year round.
Exactly.
Beach.
Black cats, pumpkin, and bats.
Right.
Shudder is a premium streaming service devoted exclusively to horror and thrillers.
They have thousands of hours of killer content, including Shudder originals.
They also have really awesome curated collections, so if you like demons or witches or ghosts, there's definitely a collection for you.
My favorite collections are A Woman's Touch and The Foundations of Horror.
Mine are A Comedy of Terrors and Haunted Habitations.
So go check out Shudder.com and use the code RAINBOW for your 30-day free trial.
That's Shudder.com. Use the promo code RAINBOW for your 30-day free trial.
Hey, Kayla.
Yes, Paige?
Did you know that Stephen King reads and listens to approximately 70 books per year?
Unlike me, who can barely get through one.
Well, for whatever reading level you're at, you can find the perfect book for you at Audible.
Head to audibletrial.com/RAHM to get a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial.
And if you're looking for recommendations, I suggest The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, a classic.
And I recommend Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. Really creepy.
That's audibletrial.com/RAHM. Go get your free audiobook and free 30-day trial. Bitch. Sorry. Bitch.
Okay. So,
what do you
my
have
story
next?
Is about America's first UFO sighting.
Ooh.
Yes. It's on the history.com. So like the History Channel. I don't know. Lots of Puritan talk in this.
Puritans. Those fucking colonials. Colonists. I mean, right. Colonials. Colonists.
Wait, aren't we colonials? Is that just what Americans are?
Yeah, technically, since, like, well, I don't know. Everybody is immigrated, which is how it should fucking be. We're nowhere. We're nothing from nowhere. We're just humans. But, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess we would be, like, the ancestors of colonists, colonials, so.
Damn fluffy
Because we're white.
Things. Yeah. We're white, so we suck.
White. Yeah, a little bit. So, can't help that our fucking great-grandfathers did things.
I'm sorry for our ancestors.
Right. Like, they were dicks, but we're learning from it.
Exactly. Especially about UFO sightings.
Yes.
On March 1st, okay, this is the one that has, like, I actually literally tried reading this out loud before we started recording because it has a lot of big words. And I'm like, I am having a hard time already.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, actually, let me zoom in. Maybe that'll help.
Oh my god, get some glasses!
I'm so old. Yeah. Okay.
I had shitty vision too since I was a kid. You're fine. But
do you have glasses now?
No, I actually got LASIK 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got my my eyeballs laser beamed. Well, I wish I could shoot out eye beams. It kind of was, but they gave you this, I don't know what it was, kind of like a muscle relaxer kind of thing about an hour before you go in there, so you're a little bit chill. My pill had not kicked in yet, though, so at all, and I needed like 2 to be honest. So you're totally awake through the whole thing, and it's a little bit weird, but I'm like, I trust you guys. Like, they've done literally thousands of them now, so it's just kind of like millions, maybe. So
it's not going to be a Final Destination situation.
Hopefully not. No, that would be. Oh my god, that would be awful.
Like, yeah, that's why I'm so scared of everything.
Don't even say that. But no, LASIK was totally harmless. It was fine, and then I got to see with my own eyeballs, so worth it.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So, yeah.
UFOs. Okay.
Yes.
So, on March 1st, 1639, John Winthrop, that's such a Puritan name.
It totally is. Like, fuck. I hate him already. No.
Opened his diary in which he recorded the trials and triumphs of his fellow Puritans as they made a new life in the new land. As the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony put pen to paper, he began to recount a most unusual event that had recently caused a stir amongst English immigrants. Winthrop wrote that earlier in the year, James Everell, a sober, discreet man. What the fuck does that mean?
A sober, discreet man? Is that what you said?
Is he drunk at home and he just doesn't leave his house?
Yeah, or is he a total fucking square? I don't know.
Maybe. Oh yeah, it does say sober, not unsober, like drunken, drunkard, or whatever the fuck they say.
Sober and discreet man.
And 2 others had been rowing a boat in the muddy river, which flowed through swampland and emptied into a tidal basin in the Charles River, when they saw a green light in the nighttime sky. When it stood still, it flamed up and was about 3 yards square, the governor reported. When it ran, it was contracted into the figure of a swine. So, like, it looked like a pig in the sky, basically.
When pigs fly.
Exactly.
The pig's flying.
I want to look up the history of that phrase now. That sounds really interesting.
You should. Yeah. On the next episode. Find out why pigs fly.
Exactly. Over the course of 2 to 3 hours, the boatman said that the mysterious light ran as swift as an arrow, darting back and forth between them and the village of Charlestown, a distance approximately 2 miles. Diverse other credible persons saw the same light after about the same place, Winthrop added. The governor wrote that when the strange apparition finally faded away, the 3 Puritans on the boat were stunned and to find themselves 1 mile upstream, as if the light had transported them there. The men had no memory of their rowing against the tide, although it's possible they could have been carried by the wind or a reverse tidal flow. The mysterious repositioning of the boat could suggest that they were unaware of part of their experience. Some researchers would interpret this as possible alien abduction if it happened today, writes Jacques Vallée and Chris Aubeck in The Wonders in the Sky, Unexplained Aerial Objects from Antiquity to Modern Times. That is a long name for a book.
It really is. Like, if you go to the library and you're like, hello, can you please help me find... Oh, it's too much.
It's way too much.
Extra. As hell.
Now we're getting to Latin here. So some have speculated that the curious glow could have been ignis fatuus, a pale light that can appear over marshland at nighttime due to the combustion of gas from decomposed organic matter. If Winthrop's report was correct, however, the light was not rising from the swamp, but shooting across the sky, making that explanation unlikely. An on-site returned to the skies of Boston 5 years later, according to another entry in Winthrop's diary dated for January 18th, 1644. About midnight, 3 men coming in a boat to Boston saw 2 lights arise out of the water near the north point of the town cove in form like a man and went at fucking Puritan English.
Yeah.
Learn it right.
Learn it right. Maybe we have it wrong, though, but yeah, I agree. Learn it right.
So, let me read this again. About midnight, 3 men coming in a boat to Boston saw 2 lights arise out of water near the north point of the town cove in form like a man and went at a small distance to the town and so to the south point and there vanished away. A week later, Winthrop wrote another unexplained celestial event occurred over the Boston harbor. A light like the moon arose from the northeast point in Boston and met the former at Noddle's Island, and there they closed in one and then parted, and closed and parted diverse times, and so went over the hill and the island and vanished. Sometimes they shot out flames, and sometimes sparkles. This was about 8 o'clock. I want whatever drugs they were on.
Right? Ow! I'm sorry, my cat's attacking me.
Okay.
Oh
my God. He's just like bite you?
No. He's like poking my toes with his claws.
Oh no!
I know! Dick. Anyway, sorry about that. He's ornery. I think I have to get a toy, or he won't leave me alone.
Maybe
I can multitask. I have to play with my baby. He's fussy right now.
Drugs, sparkles. Where was I? This was about 8 o'clock in the evening, and was seen by many. About the same time, a voice was heard upon the water between Boston and Dorchester, calling out in the most beautiful, opposite of beautiful, in the most dreadful manner.
Oh my God, how did you mix those up?
I don't know! I wanted it to be pretty in my head. We went from sparkles to drugs to dreadful, and that was just not what my mind wanted to say.
Oh, Lord.
The dreadful manor. Boy, boy, come away, come away. And it suddenly shifted from one place to another in a great distance about 20 times. It was heard by diverse godly persons. About 14 days after, the same voice in the same dreadful manner was heard by others on the other side of town towards Noddle's Island. Unlike the 1639 UFO, Winthrop had an explanation for the latest luminescence over his city upon a hill. The governor noted that the bizarre spectacle was seen near the location where vessel captained by John Chaddock exploded months earlier after a sailor accidentally ignited gunpowder aboard the ship. The captain was not aboard at the time, but the blast killed 5 crew members. Winthrop noted that rescuers had recovered the bodies of all the victims except for the man believed responsible for the calamity, a sailor who professed the ability to communicate with the dead and was suspected of murdering his master in Virginia. Ooh. The hand... I know, right? That's like a story I want to hear.
I know. Who's that guy?
There's no name. The hand of the devil was thought to have taken possession of the body, and it was the haunting voice of the sailor's ghost that was said to have accompanied the strange vision of ye old UFO that mystified Boston.
Wow, so the 1600s.
Yeah, the 1600s, and then, like, okay, I never actually read to the end of this article, but now I don't even care about the rest of it. I want to know about this possessed body sailor guy.
Right? He's the real star of the show.
Murdering his fucking master and then possessed to... Oh my god, that's pretty cool.
Excuse me. Right? Like, also, on the next episode, that guy, too. Gotta take some notes about these.
Right? It's hard. It would be really hard to look that up. I mean, talking about 1600s sailor possessed UFO. Like
challenge accepted. There's gotta be something somewhere. I mean, you can't just, like, not write about that.
Well, see, this was a godly man writing about this, so...
A godly man? Whatever the fuck that means.
Oh my god.
Fucking Puritan English.
Puritanical US of A. Right.
But I agree.
Yeah. So that was the first UFO sighting. Fucking Puritans and God and sparklers and drugs. That's...
Right. Okay, so 1600s, maybe mushrooms. Like, you know, because I don't think acid was not a thing back then.
Oh, no. Not at all. But this is also a time when they gave, like, cocaine.
Oh, true.
And
you have a headache?
Yeah!
Do some cocaine about it.
No, they also, what's it called? What's the thing that people use to kidnap people? Where they
chloroform.
Yeah, they put chloroform in medication.
Night, bitch. Can't sleep? It's fine.
Man, I could use some chloroform. I got such bad insomnia.
Fuck, right? Like, well, did you see the meme? I think it said something like, it would be awesome being an old-timey doctor. They'd be like, you have some ghosts in your blood? Better do some cocaine about it. Ghosts in your blood.
I have seen that one.
It's some chloroform.
Oh, old-timey people.
Wow. Crazy. But I mean, to be honest, the FDA and the big pharmacy companies are still, like, poisoning people, but it's not as fun as cocaine.
Oh, exactly. No, I was actually just talking to my cousin about this yesterday. I was like, man, I can't wait until the day we can go to the grocery store and get some government-grade cocaine. I could use some fucking cocaine right now.
You fucking said that?
Yeah. when they legalize all drugs, because, like, there's a country out there, I don't know which one, Flynn told me about this, but, like, apparently some country is legalizing all drugs, including meth. Yeah,
Well,
but it's all going to be regulated by the government, so it's going to be, like, clean and not so fucking bad, I guess? I don't know.
Well, so, for instance, your ecstasy won't be cut with meth, because that's always fun when you go to a rave. You don't...
Oh, did that happen to you?
Am I going to be doing some Molly tonight, or am I going to be doing some meth? Like... Sometimes you just accidentally do meth.
Okay, you didn't answer my question. Did that happen to you?
It's happened before.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was not pleasant.
I would imagine not.
But, oh my God. Some of the things I did when I was a little bit younger, man.
Oh, man. I remember the first time I bought you booze. It was a fun night.
Oh, that was so fun. It was Smirnoff Ice Green Apple. I will never forget that. Oh my God, yeah, like 3 Smirnoffs in and we were like lit. At least I was. I was feeling it.
Oh boy.
Oh God. And then last night I accidentally drank like half a bottle of wine and just some like random other things, and I didn't I know, like, I never really do that, and I don't feel too bad, actually.
That's good.
I know I'll sleep well tonight, but other than that...
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, like, 2 years ago, I could just, like, just get really fucked up and then just go to work the next day and be totally fine, but now I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work coming back from that.
It is. Like, it takes a little bit longer to recover now.
Definitely.
So.
Us old people.
Oh, not even. But it's just, I've just realized my appreciation for R&R, I guess. And
absolutely.
And just the having fun, just doing low-key stuff, Like, instead of going out to the club with your friends, you just, like, go to their house and fuck around. I don't know. It just sounds more fun to me. And I guess some people need, like, more than others, but, like, at some point, you do have to take time to just chill.
Give up that party life.
Not necessarily. Like, I can still do it sometimes, but I'm not gonna do it every fucking, like, week. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So, but once in a while, it's okay. Like, it's worth the lack of sleep. But, alright, so are we at the last thing?
Yes, lead us out with your poem.
Alright, so last week I talked about Sylvia Plath.
Not Cynthia.
Not Cynthia. Did you notice how I just, like, paused for a second?
Did you almost say that?
No, but I was overthinking it, and I was like, don't say Cynthia. Because I haven't really done it, but I've done it more since you pointed it out, and I did it the first time. Like, don't say Cynthia. Sylvia Plath, my literary wife. And I actually wanted to do this. I was contemplating between the poem that I did last week and then this one that I'm going to do this week for last week's episode, but this one is a little bit longer and it's more intricate, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm. So Cynthia, oh my god! I'm so sorry! Fuck! I hate it! I'm crying! I only said it because, like, I'm overthinking it. Fuck! Okay, how am I gonna come back from that? Oh my god. Okay, so... Sylvia Plath. So her dad was German. I know.
I'm saying we won't stop.
Oh god.
Ooh, okay, I gotta take a breath.
Right. What's the name of the breathing that you said it was?
I think Lamaze.
Lamaze
breathing.
Yes. Take a couple of Lamazes.
I'm crying. I'm literally crying.
I'm dead. Yeah, I've passed away. So
R.I.P.
Here lies Paige. So Sylvia. I know. Oh my god, I can't. Sylvia Plath.
Here we go.
What was I gonna say, dude? Okay, so her... oh, gotta bring it down a notch. Good. No. So her dad was German, and her mom was basically rumored to be a Jew. Like, she wasn't completely sure, but she was pretty sure her mom was Jewish. And so Sylvia lived during the time of the war, like the war, World War II. And so, being German came with its things, especially if you were a Nazi.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Perks, pros and cons, but Germany was a hot spot during that time. So she wrote this poem, and it is called Daddy, one of my favorite words. Right, but I mean, we're talking about her father. No.
Okay.
But yes. And so this is a little blurb about it, just so the language in it is a little bit funny sometimes if you don't know places. Yeah, especially if you don't know, like, German places and stuff. So here's a little blurb about it. The speaker creates a figurative image of her father, using many different metaphors to describe her relationship with him. He's like a black shoe that she's had to live in, like a statue that stretches across the United States, like God, like a Nazi, like a swastika, and finally like a vampire. The speaker, faced with her father as a giant and evil Nazi, takes the part of a Jew and a victim. Yet with this poem, the speaker gets her revenge, claiming that she's both killed her father and the man she has made a model of her father, her husband. Ugh. The poem shows her struggle to declare that no matter how terrible her father was and how much he remains in her mind, she is now done with him.
This isn't a biographical poem, is it?
It's pretty autobiographical, yeah.
Did she kill her dad?
No, I mean figuratively.
Okay.
He died, but, anyone with daddy issues will relate, but,
The memory of him needed to be murdered from her brain.
Right, basically.
Yeah. Because
he died when she was younger, so, yeah, if it's figuratively. Let me take a little sippy of water. Sippy. Right. Whew. This is a doozy. So it's called Daddy. So, you do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or a chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one gray toe, big as a Frisco seal. And a head in the freakish Atlantic where it pours bean green over blue in the waters of the beautiful Nasset. I used to pray to recover you, ach du, in the German tongue in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars, but the name of the town is common. My Polak friend says there are a dozen or two, so I could never tell where you put your foot, your root. I could never talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It stuck in a barbed wire snare. Ich, I could hardly speak, and I thought every German was you, and the language obscene. An engine, cuffing me off like a Jew. A Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I may well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna, are not very pure or true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck, and my Tarak pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. I have always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe, your gobbledygook, and your neat mustache, and your Aryan eye bright blue. Panzerman, oh you. Not God, but a swastika. So black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist. The boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you. A cleft in your chin instead of your foot. But no less of a devil for that, no, not any less, the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20 I tried to die, and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do. But they pulled me out of the sack, and they stuck me together with glue, and then I knew what to do. I made a model of you. A man in black with a Mein Kampf look. and a love of the rack and the screw, and I said, I do, so Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root, the voices just can't worm through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you, and drank my blood for a year, 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stomping on you, and they always knew it was you. Daddy, Daddy, you bastard, I'm through. Bam!
Holy shit.
Right? So hardcore. I need a cigarette now, and I don't even smoke.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right? She just paints with words so well, and it just, like, speaks to me. And even though this was written in the 40s, it totally relates to today, and it's just, I don't know, especially because I come from a German ancestry, so I thought that was also really, really cool too, and I just love her.
That's insane. Like, anything having to do with Nazis and German, like, that whole thing, it's right? So sad, and it's so, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because I have, like, I have a Jewish father-in-law who's, like, real Jewish. He's like bagel and lox on Sunday kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Freaking l'chaim.
Exactly. He does, like, every first of the, oh my god. I lived with him for, like, 5 years. I don't remember what the fucking thing is called. Hanukkah.
A synagogue?
There we go.
Oh.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And
Hanukkah,
we would do the lighting of the menorah and the whatever the prayer is, and, like, Flynn knows it, and he grew up in that, and it's like, why the fuck did you think the Jewish people were, like, the antichrists?
They just kind of, like, found somebody that, you know, he didn't agree with. He also didn't like black people either, obviously. Like, if it was up to him, the whole world would be blonde-haired, blue-eyed. But yeah, it's awful. I mean, fucking genocide is awful.
It's never a good thing.
It's never a good thing, and it's just, it's happened a lot, and it's honestly happened, like, pretty recently, not in our lifetime, but last it happened was Pearl Harbor, and World War II, so, I mean, not that long ago, so, humans can just be evil, dude. But there are good people that come out of it too. I remember in 10th grade, I want to say, we were assigned to read this book that was written by a Auschwitz survivor, and it was amazing. And he's just, like, so wise and, like, so awesome. So, but no, awful. Ugh, awful what those people did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good luck.
So, I thought you'd be leading us out on a brighter note, like artsy and shit, and now it's Nazis.
I'm sorry, I got nothing. Like, yeah, I got nothing. Sorry,
maybe we should do what MFM does. Like, let's say one good thing that's happened to us.
Okay, you go first.
Oh, Halloween stuff at Michael's. Yay!
Yay! Let's see, let's see, how am I gonna put this? Sorry, probably edit this part out. My brain just went like, like, what did I played at a really fun open mic downtown over the weekend, and got really good response, and it was just, like, so nice to hear people, like, come up to me and, like, talk to me and stuff about my music, and it was just really, really fun and great.
I loved your performance. How many people were there?
I want to say probably, like, 50 altogether.
Oh, shit. I was expecting you to say, like, 15.
No.
Wow.
I mean, maybe, like, 40 to 50, you know? So, if I'm really bad at, like, especially in a big place, I'm kind of bad at being like, oh, how many people are here? Because if you're in a big place, it seems like less people are there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
yay.
It was super
Happy
fun.
Things.
Yay. I like that. So thank you for joining us on Don't Drink the Kool-Aid. Or do.
Yeah. Don't or do drink the Kool-Aid. It is up to you.
Yes.
So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you want to submit your stories, very similar to that, if you have your own poetry, if you have your own, like, short stories that you want us to read, all horror-based or dark, disturbing, weird, creepy, magic, whatever you want it to be, send it over. We'd love to read that shit.
We like to read that shit.
We like to read that shit.
Should be our catchphrase.
Exactly. Oh my god, yes.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. We love to read that shit.
We like to read that shit.
Or we like to read shit.
Just shit, period. Yeah.
Like to read shit. But good shit. Yeah. Interesting shit.
Yeah, you can put that on our Facebook, on our subreddit. You can email us at rainbowsandhorrormovies@gmail.com. I'm assuming we're doing exits. Because we're all out of stories. Okay.
You got it. Keep going.
Get our bonus episodes and other cool shit at patreon.com/RAHM podcast. We're donating 10% of all of our monthly earnings to a few different foundations / things that we're super passionate about. And you can contribute by becoming a patron, buying
Never gonna get it.
Never.
Me neither, though.
Buy stuff from our shop, which I don't know if I should be saying this because it's completely not concrete, but we're probably moving our shop and making it bigger. So, to be determined. Yeah. Or signing up for affiliate programs like what we said before. It's no cost to you, and you get a 30-day free trial of both of them. I just hit something, sorry. And on the Audible one, you get a free book. So,
free book.
Cool shit.
Oh, maybe we can look up the Witchcraft book on there to see if it's on there.
Ooh, that would be kind of
cool. Witchcraft Today. That would be awesome. If Audible has that, like, points to them.
Right? All the information is on our website at rainbowsandhorrormovies.com. Find us on social media at RAHM Podcast. Find me on social media at DKDub. Find Paige at Floral Coffin.
And be a good person and make good choices.
Do you want to share your live performance on our groups?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Look out.
Yeah, we'll send we'll share her live song making on our Facebook group.
If you'd like to peep at my life.
Exactly. She's a really good singer. It's really pretty.
Thank you. Aw, thanks, man. We'll put that up.
You ready to... Oh, no. Rate, comment, subscribe. iTunes. Do it.
Rate, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. Stay strange.
And unusual.
Goodbye.
Bye.